Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today, got another video of me painting minis. I am trying to get more ideas to have a bit more variety on here. But I'm always going to be painting minis, and this is going to be part two of my series of the Davion Force. So basically, I think the last time I did I did a Lance of Mechs. The package, if I remember correctly, said it was a heavy lance, and it said that because they were all basically, that's the size of the mechs. They were all heavy mechs. And today, it's going to be a little something different because I don't know if you remember from the last time, from the last episode of this series, I guess, I had mentioned that they're starting to put out vehicles, which is basically tanks. You're welcome. Sorry, dad joke. I'm a dad. But anyway, so the vehicles, and also now they have the infantry, which is basically called battle armor. So what I got here, let me bring them out, and it's a lance of tanks, but it's two of each are like two of the same one. So we got, hold it so you can actually see it. We got two Condor tanks, and we got. Trying to get it so I don't drop them. Two Demolisher tanks. As you can see, these are a bit bigger. So I believe the Condor was classified as a scout tank. At least that's what it said on the card. So, but anyway, so these are the two that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing the same color scheme as I did last time. When I do the stripes, though, I am not sure where I'm going to put them yet. But I want to make it kind of unique. Like with the bigger tanks, I might put it on the turret because actually, let me just show you the turrets. Move! Look at that. Catalyst Labs thought of everything. So anyway, so next is as always is priming. It is a very rainy day here today in New York, in Staten Island. So I won't be doing it on camera. I'll be doing it like I did last time. I'll be basically right outside my back door. So I mean I could film that, but you wouldn't really see anything. All you'd see is my backside, pretty much. And listen, I don't want to show you that. All right. So anyway, excuse me. So next is priming, and then when I come back, I'm going to do the base coat. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. The primer has had time to dry on those tanks, and we're going to get started on the base coat. All right. So let's get to it. All right. All right, here we go. So, yeah. So what basically happened, because I know I had spoken many times about being part of the, excuse me, the last Kickstarter that Catalyst Labs had done. Well, what happened is I had gotten tired of waiting for it, because I did order with it like a whole bunch of different, I think pretty much a bunch of different vehicle packs. And yeah, I'm still waiting. So I finally just said, you know what, screw it. I've been seeing the packs from the Kickstarter, excuse me, available on Amazon. So when I was able to, I started ordering, and then I started seeing more of it, and I'm like, it's I can't just keep waiting for this if they're gonna drag their feet on this to the point where where basically it's like I'm gonna be waiting for like an indefinite amount of time. I got to start just moving forward. So I did. I mean, eventually I'll get it, I'm sure, but I just can't keep waiting. I even sent them an email about it. I still haven't heard back. What is that? Yeah, sometimes a stray bristle comes off. All right. So, still using the black primer, as you can see. I have not had the opportunity to go to Brown's Hobbies and pick up the my normal gray primer. I mean, this is going on pretty nice, but sometimes I do prefer the gray, but it's good to have options, especially when I start the series on those Aliens figures. You know, that's when the black primer is really going to come in handy. Yeah, unfortunately, weekend to weekend time is an issue. And being that I don't have a car yet, and I'm not going to have one enough for quite a while, you know, unfortunately the divorce made sure that car ownership was not really possible at the moment. Should have gotten underneath over here. Well, anyway, I'm not here to bitch about my divorce, but it did, you know, kind of stifle me financially. It still is for a little, you know, for a bit. But I mean, eventually I'll get through it. You know, I have no doubt about that. And you know, just whoops, I painted my own finger. I'm just basically trying to hold on to everything that I hold. Well, I shouldn't say hold dear, because I hold there's a lot of different people and things that I hold near that, you know, I have no control over, but, you know, but essentially I'm just trying to keep doing things that are me. So any of you divorced dads out there, you know, hold on to whatever you can. Don't let all of it go. You know, I am talking about hobbies, because sometimes hobbies keep you sane. You know, like whenever things are just totally overwhelming, sometimes you could just dive into the hobby for a little while and feel at ease. I mean, some people may call it, you know, hiding. I do not do that, because I sure as hell ain't hiding from everything. I fully acknowledge everything that has gone right and not so right. Should have gotten the primer under here. At least I'll know better for the next batch of vehicles. Anyway, as I was saying, so anyway, getting back to my original point. Yeah, so I just decided to go forward and just get what I feel is needed, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out for other faction packs. Usually, you know, it's just basically Lance packs of battle mechs, or, you know, or in the case of the clans, it would be a star pack, because it would be, you know, 5 of them, of course. And I'm going to be building up some forces from this game that I love so much. Whoops, keep doing that. Alright. Alright, so base coat is pretty much done. Alright. Alright, well, tanks, they're smaller than battle mechs, so it didn't take as long. So next, of course, when I come back and let this paint dry, when I come back, we got the details. Basically, same as I would do on a battle mech. There's you know, use gunmetal on whatever looks like a weapon. So with the demolisher tanks, it's a treaded tank. So I'm gonna put gunmetal on that, on the treads, you know, to make that stand out. On the Condor tanks, they're hover tanks. So on the bottom part, I might just put gunmetal all around the bottom part to try to make that stand out. And then of course there's the blue, white, and red stripe. I gotta look at the battle mechs to figure out. I know I had the white in the middle. I just gotta figure out. I look at the battle mechs. Try to figure out where I put the blue stripe and the red stripe. I want to kind of make it all uniform, so it doesn't look all, you know, fakakted. And then after that, it's, you know, the usual bit with the base. Now, I am gonna do bases on these. It's not gonna look the same because there isn't a lot of base space. It's just gonna be like a little bit on the edges here and there. But I'm still going to do it. All right, so anyway, all that is coming up next, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the paint on the base coat on the tanks have dried. And now we're going to start on some details. Alright, so let's just get to it. And very possible that I can get all the details done in one shot. Alright, so let's start with gunmetal. Alright, so basically it's going to be this. Alright, it's going to be this on everything that looks like a weapon, like I normally do for the Battletechs. And then we're basically going to be putting it on, well, for this one, for the Condors, it's going to be like the base, because it is a hover tank, so there's no actual wheels or treads. But for the Demolisher, it's, you know, it's different. That's what's interesting about this game with the tanks, because they do have different types of bases. You know, they have different types of tanks. I should say bases. So yeah, they could be wheeled, tread, or hover. All right. So now here, this is basically kind of like an engine, almost like almost like for a spaceship, I guess. This is where the thrust comes from. And you know, as I was saying earlier, you know, I just got tired of waiting. I just decided to start getting whatever I could from wherever I could, which is mostly going to be Amazon, but I'm going to be eventually, when I have some extra cash, I'm going to be trying to place an order with Miniature Market. I know sometime around this time of year they do usually have a sale. Pretty good one too, if I remember correctly. So maybe I'll be lucky enough to catch it. Alright, so yeah, but so like I said, I'm going to be looking out for more of the Lance packs that are like faction oriented, like from one of the houses, you know, that they have in the lore of the game. And also, oh, I just realized I didn't do the darn thing I said I was going to do. Alright, so I got to go back to that. I got to go back to the other Condor as soon as I'm done with this one. I got to do what I said I was going to do. Anyway, so like I said, I'm going to be looking for you know, different, and I do think there is one that's for a mercenary faction that I did see that I will be looking into. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll wait till I have a package of the vehicles, because I mean, I got to choose from one. I think there's like 3 different types, so I just got to choose one, and because I don't want to keep doing the same one all the time. All right, now what I should have done on the other one is this. All right, so you got to get, basically it's almost like what it's hovering on is like a big cushion. So I'm just gonna try to get that as best I can. Alright, so anyway, yeah, so like I was just saying, I did see something that looked like it was from one of the mercenary companies. I don't remember which one. Alright, let me get this one back. And you know, once I'm able, when I have the because it all depends on, you know, what I have available to me, like, you know, the funds, as far as you know, what I can get. So once I have the funds available to me to get it, like I said, I will set myself up with a package of vehicles, some more of the battle armor, and pretty much do the same thing that I am doing right now. Alright, those are the two condors. Now let's move on to the demolishers. Yeah, so eventually I'll be building up some very specific forces for this game, and it will eventually appear on the Tabletop Jones Productions channel. I mean, I can't say when, because we have unfortunately been experiencing delays with that channel, you know, because of personal oh shoot, I just realized on these I didn't look to see like for like a window for the driver of the tank. I think that will be it right there. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, we have been experiencing some delays with getting, because we do have, you know, I've said it on numerous occasions, we have footage that we have yet to even release, and so we want to get that out before we start recording more footage. Okay. So yeah. Now here, the treads, the top of it is covered, but the bottom goes, you know, the bottom is not. So we're going to get pretty much the bottom. It's gonna, you know, stand out a little bit, not overly much. All right, let's get this one. There we go. All right, so yeah, so this, you know, this thing's in the works for both my, you know, personal channel, which is this one, of course, and for the one that I do with John, which is, of course, the Tabletop Jones Productions. You know, we're trying to get everything set up, you know, little by little. And, you know, eventually we're gonna, you know, we'll get caught up. Because sometimes, you know, like we've said before, life just gets in the way. But that's why I'm also doing this. Because when we have delays on that channel, I can keep forging ahead on this one. Yeah, it keeps raining outside. And unfortunately, that keeps triggering my arthritis. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's like my legs are barometers now. Well, my knees. Yeah, I guess you could say my legs, because I do feel it, you know, quite a bit on the legs. All right. Just about done with this color. And then I'm going to have to do a little bit of touch-up on the base, because when I did the base coat, the you know, some of the green got onto the sides of the base. All right. And that's it for the gunmetal. All right. Now, the only thing left as far as details go, well, main thing that's left as far as details go, is those those stripes. And then I just got to touch up a little bit on the base. So let's go with white first. All right. So now I just got to figure out, because I'm not going to be able to. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it like I did on the Battletech. It's going to be a bit more subtle. I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I should put it. And let's see, where's a good place to put it? Well, it looks like on the front might actually be a good place to put it. But I'm going to put it on one side. Oh, got too much paint. There we go. That's quite a bit better. All right, so I'm going to leave them here as I do it. Now for the... All right, so for the demolisher tanks, I'm going to do it up here. All right. Okay. Try to clean this without making a mark on my table. So also today I'm going to be releasing the, I'm going to be making the video of me making stuffed peppers. Haven't started it yet because it's too early to start it. But I said I was going to do cooking videos once a month. And today is that time. Forgive the choice of words, but it's that time of the month. Alright. Sorry for the noises from outside. I mean, I know it's just the sound of a car pulling up, but you know, even though it's, I mean, it's cooler. It's been pretty hot and humid and stifling here in New York over the last couple of days. So since it got cooler, I wanted the doors open to cool down my house, because my house is notorious for holding in that heat and humidity well after it's done. So yeah, I wanted a little bit of relief from that. Alright, here we go. Get the last bit of these types of details, alright. Alright. Now, the package that these tanks came in, whoops, damn it, had 8. It was like, you know, they were like pairs, like, you know, 4 pairs of tanks. So I just took 2 of them in no particular order. You know, took, you know, the 2 of each, and just put them together in the lance. You know, as we know from previous videos that I've mentioned, that for the inner sphere factions, wow, which is where this is, you know, this is part of. They go by lances, which is a group of 4. So like I, you know, so when I say like a lance pack of battle mechs, I'm always talking about 4 of them. They do get very specific in the descriptions. And I have mentioned there's a book called for Battletech from Catalyst Labs called Total Warfare. It does pretty much spell out the entire, you know, lore, well, not lore, but you know, the terminology of everything, and they even go as far as to like the total breakdown of building a force in the game, for both Inner Sphere and Clan. Which, I mean, I actually took a post-it note and I marked the page because I was like, oh, this is awesome. Because I figured eventually I would start putting together a large force. And I did. Well, I mean, it's starting kind of large, but, you know, I can make it, you know, larger. It just takes time, as with everything else. Kind of like a game that I used to play called War Machine, because, you know, that started off with like a little, just a couple of pieces, and then before I knew it, I had enough for one of the larger type of games that they described, you know, in the rule book. And as comparability of price, I'm not entirely certain if I could say, like with complete, you know, honesty, that this game is cheaper than that. It depends. Oh, and one other thing I keep forgetting to mention when I do these, I did find out, because I've mentioned the site Ironwind Metals before, where where you can buy, you know, pretty much you can look up a battle mech or anything else that you want to do in this game and just buy it individually. Well, Catalyst Labs, I found out, bought it, and now it's kind of back in action. So, you know, that's something to look up. So anyway. As I was busy yapping, I got pretty much finished up the details. So I'm gonna let all that dry, and basically next is the is the base, which basically means that, you know, I'm gonna do the labels. I'll put on 3 of them off camera, and then I'll save the last one for on camera. Excuse me, sorry, there's lunch coming back. So I'll do that like I usually do, and then after that it's just a wash and it's all finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and all that paint is now dried. As always, I put 3 of the minis labels on there. I saved 1 for last. Excuse me. All right, so let's get to it. I get that on. We'll get to the basing and maybe even the wash. All right. Okay. Yes, not a lot left to do. So next week, I continue with this series that I've started here. Will be I'll do the battle armor. Okay, get this. As I said, I mean, nobody has to do this. I choose to do it so I can identify what I got, because there are a lot of different units in Battletech, and not all of them are covered by the what Catalyst has done so far. But since, like I said, there's so many of them, it's very doubtful I'll be successful in identifying them all. All right, so that's done. So here we're going to do is a little bit here, a little bit there. Pretty much on the sides is the only space that's actually on the base. So we're going to get that in. Okay, now actually that didn't go on as well as I wanted it to. Well, everything's a learning experience, right? Okay, that's a bit better. Fortunately, though, I'm going to have a lot of this terrain stuck to my own fingers, probably. All right, so let's take a little dab on each side. And basically it's just spreading it to get the entire thing there. All right, and all right. Just try to shake off all the excess. All right, it's okay. It could be better, but this is my first try with this type of setting. All right, so there's even actually less space on the sides of the demolishers because, I mean, it is a bigger tank. Oop. I hope I didn't just blow this all over my table. All right, last one. This went rather quickly due to the lack of space. All right. All right. All right. So let's try to get all the excess off. Let's see. Okay. Well, actually, there's a little bit more here. Yikes. There's a lot on that one. Excess, I mean. Okay. Let's put that away. Alright, so not a lot to do with the basing of the vehicles due to space. Of course, my neighbors have to have their alarm go off. Sometimes I want to scream out my door, learn how to use your damn alarm, but no, gotta keep things peaceful. I do apologize for that if that startled anybody. So it's going to go straight into the wash, which really shouldn't take long. Okay. Actually, let me get this set up to display as I finish them. Okay. Probably take a bit more time on these since they're bigger. Okay. Okay, I know I'm probably getting a lot of it on my fingers, but it's not really a whole heck of a lot to, a whole heck of a lot of space to hold them while I'm doing stuff like that. All right, there we go. More forces for House Davion. Nice set of tanks, eh? Okay, that's all I got for today. So next in this series, like I said, I'll be doing the battle armor. That will be next week. And later today, not only will I be releasing this video, but I'll also be releasing a cooking video of me making stuffed peppers. Yummy, yummy. All right, so like I said, that's all I got for today. Please like, subscribe, and share as much as possible. If you think if you know anybody that would enjoy these videos, please share it to them. I'm always trying to reach more people. I'm currently at 32 subscribers. I would like to make it to 35. Trying to keep trying to keep my goals more reasonable. the more people I reach, the more I would, the more I might, wish for it to expand, like, quicker. But, anyway, so like I said, please like, subscribe, and share. Subscriptions on YouTube cost $0, so it's not going to cost you anything. Also, please go to Tabletop Jones Productions and do the same thing there. We will be posting new videos out very soon. As a matter of fact, next week we're going to be working on getting at least one video out, possibly two. So, like I said, try to help support the channel so we can reach as many people as possible. All right, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Take care, and I will see you again. Have a great day.